Alright, I wanted to talk about an unpopular opinion about Fuse. Because everyone I ask and every YouTube video I see, it's always Fuse is the worst legend in the game, D tier legend, it's just worst. But I actually beg to differ. Because I don't think, sure he's D tier, I admit that, but I don't think he's the worst legend in the game. I think there's a legend even worse than him. And I think that is Rampart. And I'll just be discussing why I think she's the worst. And worse than Fuse. I'll just be comparing their abilities and see which ones are better and stuff. So, start with the passives. Modded loader can reload faster and has more bullets than LMGs. I don't see this really as nothing special. Like, as if the Spitfire already did not have enough bullets. But yeah, if you use Rampart, you're gonna want to use the Spitfire as well. But other than that, I don't think her passive ability is all that good. Now her tactical abilities. Amp cover. So this is the big issue I have with her walls. So let's say you come over here and an enemy sees you and you see the enemy, let's say they're right there, and you want to set up to try to laser him with your Spitfire, but then bam, any gun can destroy it. Like, it takes a while to set up. And even then, 2 punches can destroy it. So let's say you're running, you holstered your gun, so you only have your fists. You see someone, they have their gun out, you get absolutely lasered, try to hide, they break that, and you're just a sitting duck at that point. And by the time you try to shoot back at them, you already have, like, what, more than half your shield destroyed. And yeah, that's why I just do not like her tactical ability. It's just, other than setting up and like buildings and bunkering down, it's not very good. It's the only use I see for it. And now her ultimate, Sheila. Now, what I have the problem with Sheila is that it's just like, it seems more of a, it doesn't seem like an ultimate. It seems more of a thing to just like fool around with. Not just an ultimate. It's like the Trident. I know what you're thinking, like, how is this a minigun related to like a car? Well, the Trident, you don't really use it to like kill your opponents, your enemies. You just use it for like moving around and for fun. This feels like that. More of a thing you use to fool around other than like actually use in combat. Not to mention, it takes a while to boot up. And by the time someone sees the laser, they'll probably get behind cover, let's say behind that rock. And yeah, then she's pretty much useless, Sheila. Alright, now let's discuss Fuse. So, passive, he could double stack grenades, throw them farther, faster, and more accurate. Now this, I think this is a pretty good passive ability. The grenades are pretty good in this Apex Legends. They could be used for a lot of purposes, such as breaking down buildings, burning people, or just sticking people with arc stars. So being able to throw them more accurately, faster, and farther, in my opinion, is quite good. Not the best, but still is quite good. Not to mention you can double stack them. So now, it's tactical knuckle cluster. Alright. Let's relate back to the situation where you are face to face with an enemy. Let's say they're right there. With Sheila, you would desperately try to put your walls up. They would break it down, blah blah blah. But Fuse, you would actually be like, you get frightened a little bit, you get startled since you don't have your weapon out. But then you just throw your knuckle cluster in there, fall back a bit, maybe damage them a bit. If they try to run away farther, throw your second one. Gun. There you can actually damage them and then you can chase after them with your gun. Unlike Rampart trying to set up her walls, getting lasered, taking her shield and broke off. You may get attacked, but as soon as they see that knuckle cluster, they're not going to want to deal with it, so yeah. And now let's discuss his ultimate, the mother load. Now, I think this is the one that settles it, that this ultimate is way better than Sheila. Well, why, you may question? There's a lot of reasons why. Well, first of all, what I found use for this was actually you don't actually have to use it all the time to attack. Let's say it's an end game and 2 squads left, and you want to see where they are using a 3x scope, and you don't like how slow it's turning, and you don't like the 2 things on the left and right side blocking partially your vision. Well, you could just use your mother load. And it's so much better for scouting reasons. You could zoom in on it, you can move a lot faster, you don't have those 2 things on your sides partially blocking your vision. And yeah, it's just so much better. You can use it more than just like attacking people. And let's say you finally find someone like let's say over there. You will use it and then just absolutely throw a bunch of grenades in there and just literally just annihilate anyone that's in that wall of fire. See, this is very annoying to deal with. If you're stuck in that wall of fire and you're being spammed by thermites and grenades and knuckle clusters and arc stars, then there's practically nothing you can do other than try to escape the fire. And it does do quite some damage. I think it actually might do more than a thermite, or maybe as much as a thermite, but yeah. But there are some characters that can escape it, like Valkyrie, Horizon, Loba, Octane, people like that. But there's also people that can't, like Bloodhound, Gibraltar, Lifeline, Bangalore, Revenant, Crypto, Watson, Mirage, Caustic, Rampart, and Fuse himself. So that's essentially why I think Fuse's abilities are better than Rampart's, and why he's just a better legend than Rampart. Because it's just... Rampart's abilities, just like I said, aren't the greatest, and neither are Fuse's, but when you compare this wall of fire that does this much damage, even heat damage, because you're in it, and if people try to get out, it will do damage. You compare it to Sheila, then it doesn't do much. Well, anyway, that's my reasoning for why I believe that Fuse is better than Rampart. Now let me know if you agree or disagree, or just give me your general thoughts in the comments. And of course, thank you for watching.